Welcome back to another special edition of the Doug Stravo Show. I'm Doug Stravo. Alongside with me is Brandon Schwartz, host of Schwartz Center with the Madman. Brandon, we just discussed the NFC. Now it's time for the AFC. Tom Brady. Now it's his time in the NFC, while it's Cam Newton's time in the AFC. Will he have the same impact that he did with the Panthers in 2015 on the Patriots in 2020?
I don't think so. I think, because to be honest with you, the Patriots are expecting, Patriots, again, are like the Yankees. They expect the highest level of play. And I don't know if the Patriots will get that with Cam Newton. So, I can't see Cam bringing the same level of play, that Tom had. But he might be good, but I believe he won't bring him to Super Bowls or anything, or championships or anything like that. It's going to be very hard, especially with the AFC East, tougher now. So we'll see.
So are you saying there will be a different winner in the AFC East this year for the first time in 15-some years?
Yep. And
who's that?
The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. They looked good last year.
Very good. It sucked they lost in that game against the Texans in the playoffs. They had a lead for most of the game and then they blew it. So I think we give them another chance, and I think this year they will be division winners in the AFC East.
And we're gonna talk more about the wild card. But where do you see the Jets going?
I think the Jets are going to be a little better this year, as long as Darnold stays healthy. Darnold, people know that Darnold has potential. So, and I think Adam Gase is a solid coach. So we'll see how the Jets go. I mean, the AFC East is very tough. And, the Jets are going to have to win critical games in order for them to get to the playoffs because they got tough games to play.
Well, for me, I'm going with the Patriots.
Patriots.
I still think this is their division. I think Cam Newton, I think he's hungry. I think he wants to prove every single hater and every single doubter wrong. So I really think that he's going to do everything he can to prove those people wrong. So I still have the Patriots winning that division. It won't be easy, but I still think it's theirs. Moving on to the AFC North. Pittsburgh Steelers, they had a great second half last year. But Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens ran away with that division, going 14-2. Unfortunately, they went one and done in the playoffs. But are we about to see what we saw with the New England Patriots? Is this the Ravens division for a long time? Or can you see the Steelers winning it this year?
I think the Ravens are better. I like the quarterback, Lamar. I like Lamar Jackson. I like the coach in Baltimore, in John Harbaugh. I think the Ravens are the new team that teams are going to have a tough time beating. I think the Ravens are going to be the new Patriots in the NFL. I think they're going to be the team that's always hard to beat. And I could see them being the team that goes to Super Bowls constantly. So I think they're going to be very good.
Do you think that teams know Lamar Jackson now, that they could actually stop him on the run?
No, because I think Lamar Jackson's a smart guy. I think he knows how to work around the teams that believe that. I think he can work around the teams that are, figuring out how to work around him. Because, as a quarterback, you got to know which way to go. You got to know the secrets. You got to know, the secret throws. You got to know how to do that kind of stuff. So I think Lamar knows how to figure it out. And we've seen that in the last few years. We've seen Lamar figure that stuff out against other teams.
AFC South. Gardner Minshew, Deshaun Watson, Ryan Tannehill, and now Philip Rivers. Can you see him leading a team to a playoff spot, a wild card spot, or even a division title?
Philip Rivers? It's going to be tough. I think he's a good player. I think he's always been a great player. It's going to be tough. Going to a new team, it's going to take a little time for him, I believe, to get used to this new franchise. He's been with the San Diego Chargers / Los Angeles Chargers for many years.
And the New York Giants for like 5 minutes.
Right. So it's gonna take him a little time to get used to this team. Any player in any sport takes a while to get used to the team. It's gonna take him a while, especially with this tough division. It's gonna take a while for him to get used to this franchise.
So I'm going with the Colts just because of the experience that Philip Rivers has and that he brings to the T.Y. Hiltons, the Marlon Macks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you truly believe that a team like maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars can ultimately step up and win that division? Because Gardner Minshew already came out and said, we are not tanking this year. So do you see the Jaguars? Do you see maybe the Texans? Or even a team like the Titans?
I think the Titans are going to win because, they went pretty far last year, and I think it's gonna be a continuation from last. I think they got a lot of gas in their tank. I think they got potential, and they got a good coach. So who's their coach? Vrabel?
Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel, yeah, and Vrabel, good coach, and he has a very good connection with Tom Brady too. So that's a good sign of him being a good coach. But I can see the Titans winning the division. I can.
I'm going with the Colts.
Colts.
I might have mentioned it, but I truly believe that his experience is going to help them get over the hump. They've been good. Unfortunately, Andrew Luck went down with injury. They had Jacoby Brissett, who was good for them for a few years. And now it's time for the AFC West. Kansas City Chiefs kickoff to repeat or not? Because it's tough to repeat in the NFL.
Since you gave Mahomes a monster contract, I really think they're going to go far again this year. I don't know if they're going to win a Super Bowl, but I think they're at least going to get to the conference championship. I think they will get that far because I think they still have a lot of potential. I think Reed is a good coach; he'll get them far. And also, I don't know if there'll be fans in the crowds. No one knows if there'll be fans in the stands this year, but the Kansas City fan base is enormously positive, and they're always supportive. I mean, they're one of the best fan bases I think I've ever seen in the NFL. Very, very strong. They're very good. So that's another reason I think they're going to be really good is if they have their strong fan base. The pressure, the positive, the supportiveness. I think they'll really be on a good path again this year.
Again, I'm Doug Sarava. We have Brandon Schwartz right alongside me. We have plenty more to get to. We're going to pick our MVP winner, and we're also going to pick our Super Bowl matchup and winner. We'll be right back. Brandon Schwartz, I'm Doug Saravo. Who is your MVP this year? Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to go with Mahomes again.
Patrick Mahomes. Any reason why?
I think because he's still pretty good. I think he's going to have a good year.
You have like that sophomore slump, but you also have like that Super Bowl hangover. Do you think he's going to struggle to start the season, or are we going to see that Patrick Mahomes elite level?
I think you're going to see that elite level this year. You really are.
Because a lot of guys, they seem to struggle after a Super Bowl hangover. Even a World Series hangover, the Cubs struggled a little bit. Even in basketball, hockey, it's hard to get that consistent momentum after the season, after the postseason. So I think Patrick Mahomes is different, though. I think he's that athlete that I'm going to win at all costs. And I'm going to have to agree with you. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP. And I think he's going to win Super Bowl MVP because I do think that they are going to repeat as Super Bowl champions. So I have Patrick Mahomes having another great year. I think this is the start of him developing into that conversation of the greatest of all time. Not right away, give it maybe 10, 15 more years. So who is your Super Bowl winner?
I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think they're, everybody's going to say, I think a lot of people are going to say the Buccaneers, since you got Brady on the team now. And people know what Brady does. He brings you the championships, So, yeah, I think the Buccaneers are going to win the Super Bowl.
And who will they play?
Who will they play? I think they're going to play... Good question. I think they're going to play their AFC, right? Buccaneers?
They're NFC.
NFC. So the AFC, they're going to play the Bills.
Who?
The Buffalo Bills.
The Bills? You're going with the Bills and the
Bills.
Buccaneers?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a shocking pick.
Yeah.
I mean, when you don't have Tom Brady in the AFC, it's a definitely different ballgame.
Pretty much, yeah.
But for me, I think a lot of people are going to think, wow, he's a Giant fan and he's saying this?
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are going to defeat the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. I just have that feeling with Mike McCarthy, and you add CD Lamb. This is going to be a Dallas Cowboys team that may surprise a lot of people. And I truly believe that this is the year the Cowboys get over the hump and they actually win a conference championship game, a divisional game. Because lately they go one and done or they go 8-8. So I truly believe that we're going to see a Chiefs-Cowboys Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes win MVP. And we rarely see any repeats in the Super Bowl. I can't tell you the last time I saw one. Giants could have had one a few years ago. Patriots haven't really had a back-to-back. They won 2 in 3 years, but never really a back-to-back. Thanks for joining the Doug Saravo Show. You can find this on all your podcast applications, and you could also find this on Facebook and YouTube. Brandon, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, Doug.
And we hope you guys have a happy Labor Day, and most importantly, enjoy your NFL football starting this Thursday. Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs.